Look, folks, I'm not speaking to you over your head. I'm merely giving you new information. You can accept it, resonate with it. If you don't like it, get rid of it. I don't care. Okay? Y'all with me?
Yes.
Okay. You guys need some more coffee or something. Somebody said to me last night, I think there was this fellow here. It's not Richard. It's not Richard. Is it Richard? Richard. Says to me, you need to know one thing, that the students all across the St. Louis is very well informed about the principles of A Course in Miracles. So you're not really shocking them. And that's really good, because most audiences I speak to is pretty new to the principles of A Course in Miracles. So it's really nice to have some simpatico with you, being on the same page with you for the first time. You see what I'm saying here?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So, don't betray your hardware. Don't misinterpret how powerful and potent your brain using your mind is in your experience. Okay. 2, or B, okay? B. Don't dismiss your software. Don't dismiss your software. Don't dismiss your perceptions, your interpretation. Of Course in Miracles says this. Perception's fundamental law. You see what you believe is there. And you believe it there because you want it there. Perception has no other law than this. Again, we're going back to the electrical impulses in the back of your brain that we are referring to as your perceptions and your interpretations of the world. Okay? So basically, we are not directly experiencing the world, but only our interpretation of it. We feed our perceptions and interpretations into the brain. Okay? Dr. Nikos Konstantino, a neuroscientist from the University of College in London, about the brain. He says the human brain does not mirror reality for us. It evolves to construct reality for us. In other words, through the brain and the processes of the mind, the world is nothing more than an outward picture of an inward condition. When I change the inward condition, the external world begins to change accordingly. In other words, your hologram, your holographic universe, your dream state begins to reflect the mindset, the attitude that you're bringing to the world. If your attitude and mindset is a gloomy Gus or negative Nancy or a Debbie Downer, guess what? That is what you're going to experience in time and space. Y'all with me? Say yes.
Yes.
So, let's say it this way. So your brain, from the back of your brain, views the world from 3 perspectives here, scientifically. Number 1, your mindset. Again, you don't want to be a Debbie Downer, okay? You want to come up, in other words, you want to see everything in the world as love or a call to love. Okay, that's your mindset. When you do that, you shift your mindset, you shift your perceptions, and the world is nothing more than a reflection of heaven, a reflection of love, or shadows coming up who are merely having a call to love. And you're there to extend that love and express that love, expressing the good, the holy, and the beautiful to everyone without objection. Secondly, we use the brain, just as the Course in Miracles says, by the way. The brain is basically a predictor, okay? So basically, as a predictor, what we are doing is we are using the past against the present moment to predict what the future will be like. And the Course in Miracles says it similarly. If you use the past against the present moment, your future will be like your past, and your present moment will be hellish to you. Hello? Is that familiar?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, when we are using the past against the present moment, our future will be like the past, the present moment will be hell, and basically, we are nailing our brothers and sisters on the cross of time and space. And nailing ourselves on the cross of time and space. So, our spiritual sojourning then is to get off of this freaking cross. Ourselves. And when we get ourselves off of the cross, we let everyone else get off that cross as well. Okay? So, don't dismiss your software. Okay, I want to say it this way. I did a lesson this morning with Nancy Light, who I love, and I've enjoyed my time, this time with her and Daniel Storm, who has passed away from this realm. How many knew Daniel? So yeah, and I adored him. But anyway, Nancy and I did a lesson this morning. There is no death. The Son of God is free. All right? And we were going through the paragraphs together, which was beautiful, by the way. I love that. I wish that Nancy would just come to Miami and do that every day with me. But I said to her, look, what we are talking about in this lesson is we are basically image makers. You remember the process that I just explained to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So those electrical impulses, that inner movie projection is nothing more than a self-image that I myself am producing. I myself have produced a false, lifeless self-image called Kevin Rice, and then I replicate it. And now I replicate it, and now I see 6.5 self-images as well. You understand what I'm saying here?
Yep.
Okay. So we are image makers. That's it. So one of the things from a lesson of Course in Miracles says, one of the things that you and I need to do is to forgive this self-image that you keep condemning. This self-image called Kevin Rice. All of his woes, his flaws, his quirks, everything. His past, his future expectations, the striving, the struggle. And I said it to Nancy this morning at breakfast. The self that you're trying to improve does not exist. Hello? The self that you're trying to improve does not exist. I'm talking about the self-image, not your true self. Okay? The self-image does not exist.